the next theorem or next property what we can discuss after the discussion of shifting property to the right is shifting theorem, or it is also called as shifting of f of n to the left. Now to the left means I told you that it will be n plus k. So how it will be simplified as, only remember the statement, that is more important because it will be mostly used in many of the it will be mostly used in many of the examples related to the difference equation, which is the last part or the application part of this. So after discussing shifting theorem to the right, we come to the shifting property to the left. So first and foremost condition for calculation or for the proof of any of the derivative, for the proof of any of the property is nothing but the definition of the Z transform, which should hold or it should be true. So here I see that z of f of n is equal to f of z. Then z of f of n plus k is to be written as z to the power k f of z minus I equals to 0 to k minus 1 f of I into z to the power minus I, where k is greater than 0. So now z of f of n plus k is by property equal to f of n plus k into z to the power minus n. Whenever you see the term as plus k or minus k, कहां पर एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ता है, वी हैव टू एडजस्ट विद द टर्म ऑफ z. So z to the power minus k, and to cancel that I will multiply by the term z to the power k. But z to the power k is outside the summation, so that will be taken outside, and combine this minus k by taking out common, so it will become minus of n plus k. तो अभी मेरा स्टेटमेंट क्या बना, z of f of n plus k is z to the power k summation n equal to 0 to infinity f of n plus k into z to the power minus of n plus k. Again I have to fulfill the definition for the z transform. f of z आना चाहिए तो सीक्वेंस m में या n में होना चाहिए. So I get the term n plus k as m. So n is equal to 0, m is equal to k, n tending to infinity, m tending to infinity. समेशन m इक्वल्स टू कहां से जाएगा, k टू इंफिनिटी f of m into z to the power minus m. But our starting of the z transform should be, this would have been f of z when m starts from 0. पर मेरे को यहाँ पर m कहां से दिख रहा है, k से दिख रहा है. तो somewhere I will have to define it from 0 to k minus 1 term, because summation का मतलब होता है addition of all the terms. So k plus 1, k plus 2 up to infinity terms are taken into consideration. But to fulfill the definition of the z transform, 0 से स्टार्ट होना चाहिए, n is equal to 0 to infinity. तो 0 से लेकर k तक, what is the previous number of k? It is 0 to k minus 1. So I am able to see that from 0 to k minus 1 this particular summation is not defined. So we will have to split this. How to split this? m equal to 0 to infinity. In total मुझे क्या चाहिए? In total मुझे चाहिए 0 से infinity तक. But I am having only as per the statement and modification or simplification from k to infinity. So 0 to infinity will be nothing but from 0 to k minus 1 for this, and k to infinity. This is available with me, right? And for this, when it will be fulfilling, I will be getting the definition of Z transform. So multiply this equation by z to the power k. ये जो बाहर निकाला था ना अपन ने z to the power k, उससे मल्टीप्लाई करो. तो z to the power k into summation 0 to infinity f of m z to the power minus m, the LHS is z to the power k into this, and z to the power, ये क्या था, m equals to k to infinity, ये आपका क्या आ चुका है, z of f of n plus k. So multiplication of this complete term and expressing it, we have got it as z of f of n plus k. Now z of f of n plus k एक जगह रहेगा, this will be shifted on the other side. So क्या होगा इसको simplification के लिए, this is now capital F of z, f0 f1 अपॉन z, f2 अपॉन z स्क्वायर, जिसको अपन i में लिख सकते हैं. So I is moving from 0 to k minus 1. This is f of z and whole is multiplied by z to the power k. So initially what I did, as per the definition, of the z transform, I have to calculate the z transform for z of f of n plus k. So as per the z transform definition, we multiply it by z to the power minus n. As k is seen over here, I will adjust positive k and negative k. Then one of the statement is obtained. When you substitute this n plus k by n, your summation goes from k to infinity. So I am getting the result as z of f of n plus k is equal to this. But in the result, I want the term as f of z. So as per the definition of the z transform, summation जाना चाहिए 0 से infinity तक. So 0 to k minus 1 एक टर्म रहेगा, k से infinity तक ये वाला टर्म का absorption हो जाता है. And multiply both sides by z to the power k. So this will be now generalized in the form of I, and summation will be run over 0 to I minus 1, and this is what I am getting the value as z of f of n plus k. So this particular property is called as shifting of f of n to the left. Z of f of n plus k is z to the power k into f of z minus summation I equals to 0 to k minus 1 f of I into z to the power minus I. This property is used in solving the difference equation by Z transform. ये याद में रखना है, because in the last we will be requiring this. इसकी previous property जो था shifting property to the right, that is applicable for calculating the inverse functions, right? So one of the example immediately applicable to the shifting property to the left, find, or using the definition, find z of 1 upon n factorial, and using this property find z of 1 upon n plus 1 factorial. See, n के जगह n plus k है, तो यहाँ पर n के जगह n plus 1 है. So what is the value of k? You can observe or you can compare. It is k is equal to 1. So by definition पहले मैं निकालूंगा value z transform of 1 upon n factorial. So what is z transform of 1 upon n factorial? As per the definition, summation n equal to 0 to infinity 1 upon n factorial z to the power minus n, right? Then expand it by putting the value of 0. 0 factorial is 1. So it is 1 plus 1 upon 1 factorial z to the power minus 1 plus 1 upon 2 factorial z to the power minus 2, 1 upon 3 factorial z to the power minus 3, and so on. Now this will be written as 1 upon z. This will be written as 1 upon z square. This will be written as 1 upon z cube. Take it to the numerator. So 1 plus 1 by z plus 1 by z whole square upon 2 factorial plus 1 by z whole cube upon 3 factorial. If you see, this is the expansion for exponential term. So e to the power x का expansion होता है 1 plus x upon 1 factorial plus x square upon 2 factorial and so on. वो x की जगह क्या है 1 by z. So e to the power x की जगह क्या लिखेंगे e to the power 1 by z. So as per the definition, what answer you have calculated for z transform of 1 upon n factorial? It is e to the power 1 by z. What will be its inverse? Z inverse of e to the power 1 by z will be 1 upon n factorial. So this is first part. Using this, I will have to now obtain the value of z of 1 upon n plus 1 factorial. F of n is 1 upon n factorial. So f of z comes out to be e to the power 1 by z. So as per this property, क्या statement है? Z to the power k into f of z of this. K is equal to 1. तो मेरा आंसर क्या आएगा? Z of f of n plus 1 is z to the power 1 f of z into k minus 1 यानी 1 minus 1 0. Only the first value of the sequence आएगा. So final answer क्या आएगा by the property? See, in this property, in this particular statement of the property, if you are able to see, यहाँ पर k इज इक्वल टू क्या पुट करना है, यू हैव टू पुट k इज इक्वल टू 1, सो इट विल बी z इंटू एफ ऑफ z माइनस 0 से लेकर k माइनस 1, k का वैल्यू क्या है 1, 1 माइनस 1 इज 0, मीन्स इट इज सिंपली f of 0. So what I have written over here, z into f of z, z into f of z minus f of 0. That is how the simplification will go accordingly, and we will be trying to find out the answer. ठीक है, so herein we will be simplifying in that fashion. z into f of z, f of z क्या है e to the power 1 by z, f of 0 कहां से मिलेगा, this is put value of n as 0, 1 upon 0 factorial is 1, so यहाँ पर आपका आंसर कितना आएगा 1, so e to the power 1 by z minus 1. So what is your final answer, our final answer is z multiplied by e to the power 1 by z minus 1. So this is how we calculate the value for 1 upon n plus 1 factor. Is this question clear? How the solution is being done? Is the point okay? Any difficulty in applying the Z transform property for shifting to the left? Z of 1 upon n factorial निकाला है, n plus 1 factorial निकालना है. Comparing with n plus 1, you get the value of k as 1. So accordingly, we put the value of k as 1. So you get the value for sequence f of n plus 1 using this property. And f of 0 कैसे आएगा, 1 upon 0 factorial, क्योंकि ये आपका क्या कहलाता है, f of n कहलाता है. So accordingly, I will be simplifying and getting the answer. So initially this is nothing but the expansion which can be compared with the series of e to the power x, and then we got the answer for z transform of 1 upon n factorial as e to the power 1 by z, and using that we are trying to find out the value for z of 1 upon n plus 1 factorial. So z into f of z minus f of 0 e to the power 1 by z minus 1, and this is what we are getting it as z into e to the power 1 by z minus 1. The next two properties what we are going to talk about is our initial value theorem and final value theorem. See, very rarely those are used, but we should know that what is the purpose or logic behind the learning of initial value theorem and final value theorem. See, we need the values of un for n equal to 0 and n equals to tending to infinity without knowing un. Initial value theorem will give you the value for 0. As for the sequence, you know the initial value or the first value starts from 0. For highest value or final value, n is tending to infinity. So in this case, we need the values of un for n equal to 0 or n tends to infinity without knowing un. यहाँ पर आपको sequence नहीं भी पता है, still you can find out the value which is initial value and which is the last value or the final value with the help of using this theorem which is called as initial value theorem or final value theorem. So value of un for n equal to 0 or n tends to infinity without knowing un. Hence we find un for small values of n related to u of z. First theorem will be called as initial value theorem and second theorem will be called as final value theorem. Now what is the statement for the initial value theorem? Statement for initial value theorem जैसा मैंने बोला, it will be for the initial value means for n is equal to 0. The first term of the sequence is identified by n is equal to 0. So accordingly, we will be getting down the answer appropriately and simplifying it, right? So z of f of n is f of z. f0 will be limit z tending to infinity f of z, where f of 0 is the initial value of the sequence fn. This is what the result we have to show. As per the definition f of z, z of f of n will be summation n equal to 0 to infinity f of n into z to the power minus n. Expand करो इसको, f of 0 into z to the power 0, f of 1 into z to the power minus 1, f of 2 into z to the power minus 2. See, f of n is also written as fn, right? Both are same. So यहाँ पर आप बोलोगे कि f of 0 नहीं लिखा हुआ दिख रहा है. It is f of f suffix 0, f of 1. So this is f0, f1 z to the power minus 1, f2 z to the power minus 2 and so on. Now मुझे RHS में क्या होना है? Z tending to infinity. Take limit z tending to infinity for this. अभी z to the power minus infinity will become 1 upon z to the power infinity and that becomes 0. तो ये सारे टर्म्स आपके अभी क्या हो जाएंगे? When you tend z to infinity 0. तो सिर्फ क्या बचेगा? f0 means f of 0. So accordingly I got to know the value for the first initial theorem or the first value of the sequence f0 as limit z tending to 0 f of z. Very simple theorem. As per the definition आपको expansion करना है and then in the RHS if you see limit z tending to infinity आप limit लगा दीजिए z tending to infinity. जब z to the power minus power रहेगा so you will be getting all the terms as answer 0. So what will be the remaining term? Only the first term will be remaining. First term remaining is this and which is nothing but the desired result. So first initial value of the sequence denoted by f0 is limit z tending to infinity f of z. अगर आपको डायरेक्टली z ट्रांसफॉर्म दिया है उसका z tending to infinity लिमिट लीजिएगा. You know the sequence first value, that is initial value. Sequence क्या आ रहा है? I am not concerned or bothered with that. I can only make it or I can only find the initial value from given sequence. I without knowing the sequence still I can find out the value which is nothing but the initial value or which can be called as the initial value. Here sequence का पता नहीं है पर मैं given z transform पर से उसका initial value निकाल सकता हूँ. So accordingly we will be having it in that sense and getting down the answer. Clear? So this is what it was, the initial value theorem where you got the first term f0 as limit z tending to infinity of f of z. One of the example wherein they have found out the value that you can see it later on. The final value theorem, what we require to discuss or study. This is final value theorem. Final value theorem का statement है z of f of n is f of z, then f of infinity, the last term of the sequence, f of infinity will be obtained as limit n tending to infinity of f of n. How this is written as limit n tending to infinity f of n, limit z tending to 1 z minus 1 into f of z. I have to now show that the final value of the sequence f of infinity or f infinity is limit z tending to 1 z minus 1 into f of z. By definition of z transform क्या होगा? By definition of z transform, now here we have to consider the next minus the previous term. What is the next minus the previous term? N plus 1 is the next term of f of n. So take the subtraction of the two. Intentionally to prove this, we need to consider the next minus previous. Then only we can reach up to the highest value of the sequence. So z of f of n plus 1 minus f of n by definition will be summation n equal to 0 to infinity f of n plus 1 minus f of n multiplied by z to the power minus n. So z transform, we have to start with the proof, and starting of the proof is consider the z transform of n plus 1 sequence minus f of n, which will be by definition given to you as summation over that into z to the power minus n. Now मुझे पता है कि z of f of n क्या होने वाला है? लीनियरिटी प्रॉपर्टी लगाइए. It is z of f of n plus 1 minus z of f of n. Now z of f of n plus 1 is this value by the left shifting to the left property, and z of f of n is f of z. यहाँ तक मेरा आंसर आ गया. If you collect them together क्या बन रहा है? z minus 1 into f of z minus z f of 0. Open the bracket. z f of z minus z f of 0 minus f of z. So क्या देगा? z minus 1 into f of z minus z f of 0. This is shifting property to the left, and this is the definition of the Z transform. ठीक है, this is definition of the Z transform. Take limit Z tending to 1. दोनों जगह लिमिट Z टेंडिंग टू, ये LHS एज इट इज रहेगा, समेशन लिमिट Z टेंडिंग टू 1. एक्सपैंड द गिवन टर्म्स n इक्वल टू 0 टू इंफिनिटी में, n इक्वल टू 0 में f of 1 माइनस f of 0, f of 2 माइनस f of 1, f of n plus 1 माइनस f of n, ऐसे आएगा. अरेंज करिए, यू गेट द टर्म एज f of n plus 1 माइनस f of 0. RHS में से और ये LHS में से f of 0 कैंसल होगा. मेरे साथ जो बचता है वैल्यू वो क्या बचेगा, n टेंडिंग टू इंफिनिटी f of n एंड limit z tending to 1 z minus 1 into f of z. So this is the proof for final value theorem. Final value theorem में क्या करना है, we are interested in finding out the final value or the last value of the sequence which is denoted by f of infinity. So by definition z of f of n is f of z and f of infinity to be shown this. क्या remember करना है, this is important step. You need to remember that to start with the proof of this particular property, you need to consider the value f of n plus 1 minus f of n. ये दोनों का difference is the Z transform to be considered. As per the definition, multiply that by Z to the power minus n. Linearity property से individual Z transform will be taken. इसका Z transform निकालना है by shifting property to the left. This is definition. Now apply limit z tending to 1 on the right hand side and LHS में do the expansion. Summation लीजिएगा 0 से infinity तक. When you put n as 0, 1 minus f of 0. जब 1 put करोगे तो क्या मिलेगा, 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 1. 3 put करोगे तो 3 minus 2. So last value क्या रहेगा, n plus 1 minus f of n. n tending to infinity है already. So accordingly ऐसा सब कैंसल करते करते क्या बचेगा, सिर्फ f of n plus 1 बचेगा एंड f of 0 बचेगा. बाकी ये प्रीवियस वाले टर्म्स पूरे कैंसल हो रहे हैं. somewhere here it will be minus f of 2 which will be cancelling with this, so we are left with only those terms. but f of 0 is cancelled from both the sides. n plus 1 बोलो या n बोलो, infinity तो infinity रहने वाला है, and therefore we get the answer as limit z tending to 1 f of z into z minus 1, which is the last value of the sequence given by f infinity or f of infinity. So this is the proof or the way of finding out the proof of the final value theorem. So kindly remember the statements well, because unless and until you remember the statement, you won't be starting or you won't be able to start with the proof, right? The last property for the discussion is z of f of n is equal to f of z, then z of f of n upon n plus k. डिवाइड करना है यहाँ पर सीक्वेंस को some other term n plus k से, and how it is given to you, it is z to the power k integral z to infinity f of z upon z to the power k plus 1 dz. This is the statement. See, f of n plus k is the shifting property to the left. F of n upon n plus k is different property. Division by n property में it is f of n upon n. So kindly do not get confused between these three. Division by n में आपने देखा होगा f of n upon n also we try to find out or introduce the integral sign from z to infinity. यहाँ पर भी आपको इंटीग्रल साइन दिख रहा है तो वैसा ही अपने को कैलकुलेशन करना है आगे. Z transform of f of n upon n plus k summation n equal to 0 to infinity. जिस किसी का भी Z ट्रांसफॉर्म दिया है that is to be multiplied by Z to the power minus n. अभी k वगैरह दिख रहा है हर जगह तो एडजस्ट कर लो, माइनस n माइनस k and z to the power k, क्योंकि outside also we are able to see the term as z to the power k. So introduce z to the power minus k and to cancel that write the term z to the power k. ये माइनस के माइनस n के साथ चले जाएगा, so you get the term as z to the power minus n minus of n plus k. ये आ गया. This particular term is now integral of z to infinity z to the power minus n minus k minus 1. सिमिलरली जो पैटर्न में अपन ने डिवीजन बाय n प्रॉपर्टी सॉल्व किया था, In the similar pattern, we have to write down this. Once this is obtained, जो टर्म्स का n से समेशन से लेना देना है उन्हीं को रखेंगे. ये k+1 वाली टर्म है उसको डिनोमिनेटर में लाइए, बाहर लेके जाइए समेशन के, बट इंटीग्रल के अंदर रहेगा. एंड दिस इज व्हाट लेफ्ट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द z ट्रांसफॉर्म. So I have integrated this particular term z to the power minus of n plus k. Z to the power minus of n plus k upon n plus k is integral z to infinity z to the power minus n minus k minus 1 dz. इसमें से k and 1 is not concerned with the summation but with the integral. तो इंटीग्रल थोड़ा साइड में करो, k+1 वाली टर्म डिनोमिनेटर में, टेक इट आउटसाइड द समेशन. समेशन में सिर्फ क्या बचेगा, f of n into z to the power minus n. What is this? f of z. So it is giving you z to the power k integral z to infinity f of z upon z to the power k+1 dz. So this is how we have to get the RHS for the given statement of the property. So this property is the last property wherein we find z of f of n upon n plus k. Division by n है, but some additional term is there along with n. n नहीं है सिर्फ, f of n upon n नहीं है, f of n upon n plus k है. So it will be z to the power k integral z to infinity f of z upon z to the power k+1 dz. The example related to this property z transform of 1 upon n plus 1. तो न्यूमरेटर में 1 है, यानी f of n आपका सीक्वेंस क्या हो गया, 1. डिनोमिनेटर में if you compare it with n plus k, what is the value of k? K is equal to 1 is obtained here. So this property we have f of n upon n plus k is this. f of n यानी न्यूमरेटर which is 1, उसका z ट्रांसफॉर्म क्या आता है, because f of z लगने वाला है यहाँ पर, it is z upon z minus 1. And what is value for k? Value for k comes out to be 1. So integration में z into integral z to the infinity z upon z minus 1 1 upon z to the power 1 plus 1 is 2. Solve this particular quantity. एक z कैंसल हो जाएगा, पार्शियल फ्रैक्शन लगाइए. 1 upon z minus 1 का इंटीग्रेशन इज log 1 by z का इंटीग्रेशन इज log z. Put the upper limit as infinity, lower limit as z. Upper limit infinity के लिए आंसर will be 0. Lower limit के लिए your answer, this is log 1 which is 0. When you put the upper limit as z which is tending to infinity, it is converted to this form and log 1 is 0. So minus times ये आएगा. So what is our final answer coming out as? Our final answer is coming out as z into log of z upon z minus 1. See, implication of the statement of the property is very simple. This is actual integration with which you are familiar with. वो आपको पता है किस तरीके से करना है और सॉल्व किया जाता है. ठीक है. Now one of the example which we are being asked is, and which is very common, is z transform of sin n theta and cos n theta. यहाँ तक clear है everybody? Is the property and the proof clear to everybody? Whatever we have done up till now, make a proper table or the statements का अलग से पेज बनाइए wherein we have all the properties and the statement. Proof can be dealt by starting with the definition or the application of the previous properties. With the help of that you can get the proof. Is this point clear to everybody? Can we move ahead? The last two examples.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the example to be discussed? Z transform of sin n theta and cos n theta. So we have z of a to the power n. I will be taking help of this particular z transform. Z of a to the power n is z upon z minus a. Put a as e to the power I theta. A to the power n will become e to the power I n theta, which is cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So z transform of this e to the power I n theta or a to the power n is now z transform of cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Z is nothing but z upon, this is nothing but z upon e to the power I theta put करना है. So it will be z upon z minus e to the power I theta. Multiply by the opposite term, e to the power minus I theta वाले term से न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर को डिवाइड करना है और मल्टीप्लाई, बट माइनस एज इट इज रहेगा. यूजुअली वी डू द कैलकुलेशन विद द हेल्प ऑफ कॉन्जुगेट, बट अभी कॉन्जुगेट ना यूज करते हुए वी आर पर्पसली डूइंग दिस बिकॉज आई वांट टू फुलफिल द डेफिनेशन. ओपन द ब्रैकेट्स इन द न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर. ये डेफिनेशन के लिए 2 से एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा. e to the power minus I theta is nothing but cos minus b is a minus b whole square. In the term as in the denominator a square minus 2ab plus b square. So accordingly we try to get the term z square minus z e to the power minus I theta. In the denominator z into z is z square minus z into this bracket plus multiplication of e to the power I theta and e to the power minus I theta, that is giving you answer as 1. बट यहाँ पर ये फुलफिल करता है यूलर्स फॉर्मूला ऑफ द कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर. सो मल्टीप्लाई एंड डिवाइड बाय 2 देयर. सो z square minus z in the numerator e to the power minus I theta is cos theta minus I sin theta. e to the power I theta plus e to the power minus I theta के नीचे अगर 2 करते हैं तो it becomes the definition of cos theta. So multiply and divide by 2. So what it will be giving you? Z square minus z cos theta upon z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1 plus I times open the bracket z into sin theta upon z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. Separate real part and imaginary part. Separating real and imaginary part, z of cos n theta is z square minus z cos theta upon z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. Z of sin theta is z sin theta. I का coefficient, what is coefficient of I? It is z sin theta upon z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. So separating real and imaginary part will give you the answer for z transform of cos n theta and z transform of sin n theta. अभी इसका एडिशनल स्पेशल केस क्या पूछ सकते हैं? फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ थीटा एट पाई बाय 2. सो क्या करेंगे? We know this result. See, denominator is common in both z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. Z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. Numerator में it is z square minus z cos theta. It is z sin theta. Now put the value of theta as pi by 2. So cos n pi by 2. Cos 90 is 0. Sin 90 is 1. So this is what the answer is. Sin n pi by 2. This is what the answer is. So putting theta is equal to pi by 2, we get the answer for z transform of cos n pi by 2 and z transform of sin n pi by 2. The last one, expansion of this in the similar kind. आपको क्वेश्चन पूछा है to find the value sin of 3n plus 5 cos of 3n plus 5. What is the expansion for cos of a plus b? Expansion for cos of a plus b is cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. Cos a is cos 3n. Compare it with the angle cos n theta sin n theta, and then we try to put the value in the given thing and get the answer. Similarly, if cos n theta and sin n theta are multiplied by a to the power n, it is change of scale property or the damping rule. What you have to do here? Replace z by a. तो ये जो भी रिजल्ट था अपना cos n theta का z square minus z cos theta upon this, every z will be replaced by z by a whenever it will be multiplied by a to the power n. So accordingly you get this particular result, which is the deduction from the earlier. यहाँ पर कैसे होगा? cos 3n into cos 5. cos 5 constant है, sin 5 constant है. Use the formula and put theta is equal to 3. Put theta is equal to 3. So आपका cos 3 theta के साथ comparison possible है. Accordingly we will be getting down the answer. a to the power n से जब multiply करोगे तो damping rule या change of scale property, which was the second property, only make a corresponding change in this, you get the answer. So this were certain examples related to the z